Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Ha Rakakwadash Ma'amath. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone and the elders. Double honors to my elder as well, Aharawan Banyasha Allah of the Lions Den camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. And salutations to the fellow Akim, Atwafim, and children that believe in truth and sincerity. It's your brother Atanya Allah back to another lesson. The Yahweh Ratazah is edifying. And pretty much I just want to touch the topic on how even birth control, all right, here in the West, in America, is even being issued in the form of a RFID CHIP, all right, a remote controlled device. And that's ultimately what's going to lead, that's everything is leading to Revelations 13 and 15, the mark of the beast, which is the CHIP. Wanted to play this little clip right here. It's from 10 years ago, all right, where they were coming up with this stuff, trying to, practice it or whatever the case may be. All right. But it's pretty much here now. Everything is pretty much going live and remotely.
Type of contraceptive. A tiny chip implanted under a woman's skin can deliver hormonal birth control for up to 16 years. The chip can be turned off by remote control if the woman wants to conceive, and it could be on the market by 2018.
The New York Post says two small drones nearly collided with a police helicopter.
And I wanted to show a clip of how it's administered. All right, as you can read it, birth control implant. And it looks similar to the website Stranger Things, so on and so forth, how they can do it right then and there without like surgical procedures. Again, that charagma, the incision, the prick, quai, the incision, the pricking of the skin.
Last night we let the liquor talk. I can't remember everything we said, but we said it all. You told me that you wish I was somebody.
I don't want to get a copyright because of the music, but you can see, all right. You can see, all right, that's what it's leading to, the RFID CHIP. One of the first scriptures I want to get is the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 27, because birth control is wicked in itself, all right? That's a westernized mindset. That's a westernized culture. That's not of our culture, all right? As the Lord instructed us to be fruitful and multiply. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 1 and verse 27. I get straight to the point. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them, right? And again, with this westernized mindset in America, the wickedness spiritually, Sodom and Gomorrah, all right, pertaining to Revelations 11, verse 8, it's not man and man, Tom and Tom, Adam and Adam, all right, or Eve with Eve, all right? The Lord created man and female. He created them, all right, ultimately to be fruitful and multiply. And this verse 28, and Yahweh blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, and replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth, man. Right. So that's a commandment of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. I want to get the book of Matthew, Salakia. I get the book of Matthew, the book of St. Matthew, chapter 19. And 4, and he answered and said to them, have ye not read that he which made them at the beginning made them male and female? Right. All right. So again, this westernized mindset is all contrary to the Lord, even to have something in the form of birth control to control one's consummating a child. All right. What the Lord created, ultimately instilled the process of it and everything. All right. Is wickedness. It's trying to stop what the Lord has made, set in stone, and created it. All right. So it's wicked. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 23. For Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua created man, all right, to be immortal and made him to be an image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, right? You know, that's why he creates these devices and this way of life. Is all was created by man. It's wickedness, all right? And as the scriptures say, curse be the man who put his trust in man. You know, and that's what 2/3 of our people do, ultimately following this westernized mindset, this way of life, and not resorting back to their nationality, their heritage, which is found in the scriptures. But it's verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that do hold of his side do find it. Right. So they that hold of his side, this devil, the deceiver, Esau, Edom, being the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon, Satan, the deceiver. All right, you hold on to him, you hold on to death, because that's ultimately what he desires. All right, hell and death, and that's what he's ultimately gonna get. You know, so 2/3 of our people subscribe to that same death. They sacrifice their children to Molech. They do these unrighteous acts and deeds. All right, sacrifices, living in the way of the heathen. This is Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 21, and the Lord's not pleased in that. So what? 2/3 of our people will meet death as long as they continue living in that manner. So this is Leviticus chapter 18 and verse 21. And thou shalt not let any of thy seed pass through the fire to Molech, neither shalt thou profane the name of thy power. I am the Lord, man. And that's what you do. All right. And that's what our people don't understand, you know, when they go into these clinics, all right, Eve. They go up into these clinics, Planned Parenthood. These things are set up, you know, ultimately to cash in on the deception that's been put upon our people. All right. To cash in on wickedness. You know, again, this is a spiritual battle. So they do things spiritually. They're battling us spiritually. So if our people are not in the spirit, they're carnally losing. They don't know what's going on, let alone what they're up against. All right. That's in Ephesians chapter 6 on how this is a spiritual battle. All right. And I'll get to the point, you know, because you got to have on your whole armor. But this is verse 12, Ephesians 6 and 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Right. You know, this is a spiritual battle. They through great wisdom, he's gotten riches. All right. And again, through that deceit, you know, you have to know the truth ultimately to tell a lie. And that's what this devil does. This is the book of Psalms. And that's how he's able to lay what? Traps and snares and gins for our people. This is Psalm 64. Like birth control. All right. And our people to have a mindset to think that it's okay. Because of how this world and the westernized mindset is set up today. All right. Like it's a lot of topics and accounts on grape going out there right now. Missing children, so on and so forth. Which, you know, add on to the wickedness and the cause of why people mindset goes into the way it is today. All right, because there's nothing but wickedness in this society. All right, in this system. All right, but this is Psalm 64 and verse. I start verse 1, a Psalm of David. Hear my voice, O power. In my prayer, preserve my life. Salakia. From fear of the enemy, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword, right, and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, man, right, lying words, deceit, all right. You know, he's the liar and the father of it. You know, he comes as if he's peaceful, but he's the enemy. He has war in his heart. Roughly paraphrasing. This is verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. Right. You know, they're sneaky. He's a cunning hunter. The scriptures refer to him as. You know, he's slick. He has the spirit of the you know, the arts of the, you know, war. You know, how to get over. All right, a devil. But they encourage themselves in an evil manner. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them, right? You know, because you'll think it's something honest or something like that without knowing or having an understanding of this devil's MO, his modus operandi, how he operates, and not knowing of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai and him warning us of this damn devil to know and understand how he operates. You're going to be caught in the loop. You're going to be caught up into his wickedness, his traps, his snares, his jinn. This Psalms 127, you know, and you go believe into things like birth control and stuff like that, instead of just raising up a child the way you shall go, and just understanding that the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, the spirit of the Lord, control all things, man. You know, you can try to prevent whatever it is you try to prevent in this world or keep things together. If the Lord want to break it loose, he go break it loose. If the Lord want to bring things together or make things happen, that's what he's going to do. All right. And you have to deal with that within your lot. This Psalms 127, I'll jump to the point in verse 3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. You know, so you taking away something that belongs to the Lord, ultimately, being that nothing in this flesh belongs to you. All right. So again, it's ultimately wickedness, it's transgression, no matter how you look at it, because the Lord created this way. All right. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, and I start at verse 1. All right, going into how the Lord created this process. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth, right? Like the first Adam. All right. This was Solomon. You got Yahweh Shai, you know. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the name of 10 months, in the time of 10 months, Salaki. You know, so this is showing you that process, man. Being compacted in blood of the seed of man, right? And that's ultimately what you declare your pedigree after, according to your father, the seed, the sperma. Whatever that seed is, that's what you are. You're not half of nothing. And the pleasure that came with sleep. All right. Again, just that baby being compassed in that blood, you know, in the womb, at rest, you know, coming straight out of the Shemaims, man, out of the heavens, the waters, you know, coming through what marine time law in the waters, you know, until the waters break. And then what? You're here to be captured through a bond, right? A birth certificate, a social security card, through this corporation that's been set up called America. All right. And that's why the Lord is breaking these seals. He's breaking it loose. He's moving this devil out of the way. All right. Because this is the end of our captivity, the end of our chastisement as a nation. You know, whether you want to continue on and be here and live the westernized lifestyle and keep the westernized mindset or not, the Lord is going to destroy this place off the face of the earth, and he's going to replenish it with righteousness. All right, starting with the elect, the remnant. And this verse 3, and when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying as all others do, right? And our elder goes into that, and he expounds on how, hey, like even the baby, the first words he might speak is Hebrew, mama, dada, you know. they pretty much they're damn near speaking pure Hebrew, you know, almost saying Abba, you know, stuff like that, you know, speaking in syllables. So this is going into that process the Lord created, you know, breathing in the common air, you know, and crying because what? You've been born into the matrix. Captivity. This verse 4, I was nursed and swallowed in clothes, and that with cares, for there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one interest into life and the like, going out, man, you know, in a similar way of going out, you know. So the Lord created that process for Esau ultimately to go against that process and set up a whole system in society to transgress against the Lord. Our people has fall right into it. All right. It just like in Romans 1:20 says, the Lord is going to give you up to that vile affection so you can do the things unpleasing because you believe in this devil way. All right. So death you're going to receive just as he's going to receive it. So birth control is wickedness being the point. All right. So those who believe in that ultimately get subdued and you end up with a damn C-hip. You know, that's why a lot of Eve and a lot of you women, all right, the traps is going to be out there for you, man. The vintage is going to fail. All right. It's Revelations chapter 16:2. Just to get to the point. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men which had the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image, man. Right. You know, and it's ultimately talking about the RFID C-hip, the MOTB, the mark of the beast. All right. To where those who receive that, they're going to receive that grievous sore. All right. Like an ulcer, a cancer. And you can look at it today on how these women get cervical and all type of cancer, you know, taking these things, powders and whatever the case may be, hymens, whatever the case may be, that alters both birth control, that alters their natural state. From Esau, again, a gift destroyeth the heart. All right. Destroyeth the mind. And without that righteous mind, you can't please Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So you fall into the traps, man. You know, so just as those cervical cancers that women get for, you know, that chemical imbalance, that's the same thing that's that RFID C-hip. All right. The MOTB is go give the people. All right. So it's just all lines up spiritually, scientifically, because the Lord is the ultimate scientist. This Revelations chapter 13 and 15, just going into the RFID C-hip, which is the MOTB, and how it's going to be presented amongst all flesh. All right. So if you're not aware and you're not hastening the Lord's coming, you don't have that spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, or it's just right, plain and simple, your name's not written into the book. All right. You're gonna be subject to this device. All right. The Lord is gonna buy down that back always, man. He's gonna force you to get it, pertaining to the prayer of King David, Romans 11:7. This Revelation chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Right. You know, that's the pressure that he's going to bring upon the people to take his device. All right. Verse 16, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, man. All right. And that mark goes into the charagma, meaning to like kwai, meaning to prick or insert. All right. Not like the mark in Ezekiel 9:4, the wa, exemption from judgment. But this mark is going into charagma, as you can see, as this
Strong's G 5480, charagma.
And that's what you get out of the mark from the Greek. All right, G 5480, a stamp, an imprinted mark, right? You're going to be branded by Esau. You're gonna say you love your master ultimately and get branded pertaining to 2/3 of our people. But those who are listening and learning, all right, we have the hopes of having that mark of the wa, all right, of the exemption, to where the Lord's test we're being prepared for. As we're prepared, we're learning and being prepared for it now. All right, say a mark stamped on the forehead on the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, as there's many Antichrists. All right, the mark branded upon horses. You know, basically you're going to say you love your master, like the ancient law. All right, and you're going to get branded by his corporations. You know, the J&Js, the P-Vys, and all so and so. You know, so the C-hip, even in form of birth control. All right, this devil lays snares privily. All right, and you're only going to be able to withstand the wiles of the devil with that spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that spiritual armor. Shalom, Habatan, DTA, until the next one.